So I wanted to wait until I had gathered enough information where I could make a more informed decision on the number system that's being used in Stonehenge. Granted, it is definitely being used for some type of cosmic understanding, but more than that, it is also related to reality, in my opinion, in general, because a lot of what these guys did, for example, the ancient Egyptians in the design of the Great Pyramid, has more to do with than just a calendar system or anything like this. It's related to the human body. It's related to the geometry of the universe. As Manly Hall mentions, it is a symbol of universal mind, and these types of things where we have the understanding of reality is what we see in these things a long time ago. Now, a lot of scientists are going to tell you that these guys did not have the intelligence to do this kind of stuff, and that's incorrect. We can see it in the ancient Egyptians. We've seen where they placed the pyramid on the earth in a relationship to the South and North Pole, which would be Phi, and things like this. This requires a lot of intelligence and a lot of understanding, a lot of stuff which we've lost. But this particular video, I want to go into the number 30 with you. We'll take a look at 56 another time, but the 56 number, I believe, is related to the moon, but I also believe it is related to an understanding of a particular polygon that may be associated to a particular god or a certain level of reality, which you might think of as the same thing. These different levels of realities are associated to various deities and stuff. Not saying that they are personifying it as that, but it is related to that level of reality. And so when we take a look at the ancients and the Greeks and people like this, and a lot of times what they would do is this particular number was normally associated to some level of reality or a polygon or a figurative number. Now, let me tell you what a figurative number is it usually represents in a geometrical form a certain number. And this is kind of what the ancients did a long time ago. You'll find if you go out there and look for the number 56 associated with Stonehenge, that the number 56 was also sometimes related to Typhon. Okay, which I don't want to go into right now because I believe there's the Greeks and their understanding of things was not always in agreement with, for example, the ancient Egyptians and people like that, even though they got their knowledge from them. What I want to go into right now is the number 30, and that's this the number 30 that you see right here. These stones, they go all the way around, and then you have that kind of repeated in the center here or in the middle, and this is from Robert Boyle, the diagrams I've showed you from Curious Mathematical Forms a while back. And what I'm finding is that this hexagram or this Metatron's cube type of layout, I believe, is what these ancients are showing us. I'm going to show you even some more confirmation of that from a document in the 1920s that shows a depiction of the Babylonian universe, and it's all going to kind of tie into what I'm showing you. So let's talk about the number 30. The number 30 in mathematics is a pyramid number or a square pyramidal number. It's a figurative number that represents the number of stacked spheres in a pyramid with a square base. The square pyramidal numbers also solve the problem of counting the number of squares in an n-by-n grid. And what they're showing us right here is they're actually showing us the number 30. We have 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 16, and that's equal to 30, and that's a pyramid with 4 steps. And this is significant because what I'm going to show you is this particular diagram here, and you're going to see how it all kind of makes sense. So in Metatron's cube, if we take one of these sides of the spheres here that we're using, and we go from side to side, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which creates our Metatron's cube perfectly around this particular circle. But if we do the inner number here as a number 30 as a pyramidal number and use those same size spheres, then it covers the exact same area as you can see right here. We have these things stretched. I've got the pyramidal number that you see right here, and these are the same size spheres that we use when we're going from one side to the other. And then I have the square around these as you're showing for each ring. Now the rings are associated with the steps. And we also have the 4 steps, which is associated to the tetragrammaton. What we also see, the tetragrammaton is referring to the number of worlds, which is 4, when we take a look at ancient Jewish mysticism. It's also seen this way in other cultures as well, and you can tell by the number of rings that they're using. 72 is what you get when you add the values together, and 72 is all over Stonehenge. Here are a couple depictions of the Babylonian universe. This one right here from an ancient text in sacredtext.com. And you can see the similar thing that we have going on here with the ring on the inside. So this is not new. This is actually a depiction of a Babylonian universe. And what you see right here is a tetragrammaton. Now here's something really interesting. This other depiction of the Babylonian universe here. It shows these rings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps of the pyramid. The pyramid is in the center. It's a square pyramid, and what we have up here is the same thing. We have a square pyramidal number, which is 30, containing 4 steps. And we have the rings that we see right here corresponding to all this stuff. So what I'm saying here is that I believe the thought of these guys and the numbers that they chose for these rings and so forth was also very related to figurative numbers that we see right here, like the square pyramidal number. And so when I have a little bit more information, I will put that out there for you guys. So I'm going to post some kind of an image out there on Google Plus for you and let you see a link so you can actually check this out and see the relationship. And on a couple of the next videos, I may just switch over for those guys that are interested in kind of the understanding of the wording in Qabalah that we see and kind of how it relates to the Bible. I may do 1 or 2 videos on that just to kind of support those guys as well, because I know they've been asking for it. But as far as the number system that we're seeing right here in Stonehenge, I believe personally that, at least what I've seen so far and compared to these other cultures, that these numbers are being used figuratively and they refer to certain things of geometry. And I think that's what we're seeing right here with the 30 around there. I think that has something to do with the pyramidal number 30, just like we see right here, something very similar in the Babylonian universe. All right, so you guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon.